Good day, everyone. I am Nika A. Olinares. Today, I bring to you a literary exploration of the epic story known as HINILAWOD. This ancient masterpiece hails from the rich tapestry of Philippine folklore, specifically from the Sulud people of Panay. Let us delve into the depths of this captivating narrative, beginning with a glimpse into the life of the esteemed author. Hinila was first discovered by accident in 1955 when Filipino anthropologist F. Landahocano became interested in native folklore. Felipe Landahocano was born in Cabatuan, Iloilo on February 5, 1930 and died on October 27, 2013. The ninth of 11 children born to Eusebio Hocano, a persevere farmer, and Anastasia Landa. He was a Filipino anthropologist, educator, and author known for a significant body of work within the field of Philippine anthropology, and in particular for documenting and translating the Hinilawod, a Western Visayan folk epic. His eminence within the field of Philippine anthropology was widely recognized during his lifetime, with national artist F. Chanel Jose dubbing him the country's first and foremost cultural anthropologist. He is also a professor at the University of the Philippines and authored numerous books on various aspects of Filipino society and culture. He traveled the hinterlands of his home island of Panay with two colleagues, collecting folk songs, stories, and riddles. It was during one of those trips to the upland barrios in Iloilo that his attention was called to a long and popular tale called Hinilawod. Sections of the narrative were melodically conveyed to him and his associate by an elderly individual known as Ulang Udig. Hinilawod comes to us from the creative mind of the oral poet Ulang Udig. However, little is known about Ulang Udig's life, given the oral tradition from which this epic originates. Returning the following year with a radio technician from Central Philippine University, he then recorded a portion of the story on tape in 1956. However, when he returned in 1957 to make a recording of the complete story, Ulang Udig could only recount the epic of Labaw Dunggon. He could no longer recount the much larger epic of Humadapnon. Weeks later, Ulang Udig introduced Hukano to his aunt, an old babaylan named Udungan. However, the old babaylan could only chant little portions of the Humadapnon epic. Hokano was then introduced to Udungan's niece, a mountain singer named Huganan, who, after much cajoling, allowed herself to be taped recounting both her story and the Hinilawod. It took 3 weeks to complete the recording of the 30-hour epic poem. The Solid people have passed down this epic through generations, preserving their cultural heritage in the form of spoken tales. Panay Island, located in the central part of the Philippines, is the geographical cradle of Hinilawod. This epic, considered the longest and oldest among the Panay Bukidnon epics, emanates from the collective consciousness of a people deeply connected to their ancestral heritage. Before delving into the story itself, let's acquaint ourselves with a few key terms. Hinilawod. The title itself refers to the epic narrative. Mandarangan. This term refers to the god of war in the epic, symbolizing strength and valor. Saragnayan, a powerful god in the Hinilawod narrative, embodying both generosity and hostility. Siklot, to flick. Alingharan, a plant. Kamangyan, incense from the almasiga tree. Kampilan, a large two-handed sword. Pamlang, magical charm. Rugal sa idalum, the netherworld. Biday nga inagta, black boat. Tuwang daniwan, magic dagger. Alonsina, a goddess who plays a pivotal role in the story. Alonsina, a goddess who plays important role in the story, representing love and the cosmic forces. Aloy, a magical bird that plays a crucial role in the story. Labaw Dunggun, the hero of the epic, known for his strength and courage. Humadapnon, another heroic character known for his wisdom and leadership. Dumalapdap, the third hero, celebrated for his agility and prowess in battle. Now, let us journey into the captivating world of Hinilawod. Hinilawod. Kaptan, king of the gods, decreed that the beautiful Alancina, also called Laoncina, unmarried one, be wed upon reaching maidenhood. Though all the unmarried gods from every corner of the universe tried to win her hand in marriage, she chose to marry the mortal Datu Paubari, ruler of the Halawud. Angered by this decision, Aloncina's spurned suitors conspired to harm the newly wed couple. Maklium Satwan, god of the plains, called a council of the gods. The deities decided to destroy the Halawud by flood. Fortunately for Aloncina and her husband, her sister Suklang Malayon, goddess and guardian of happy homes, discovered the evil plot and warned them of it. Before the flood, the couple sought refuge on higher ground and escaped the god's wrath undetected. They returned to the plains and settled near the mouth of the Halawud after the flood subsided and lived in secrecy. After several months, Aloncina was pregnant with triplets. The couple were ecstatic, and Datu Paubari prepared the things needed for childbirth, including the siklot. When the triplets were born, the couple named them Labaw Dunggun, Humadapnon, and Dumalapdap. Immediately after birthing her sons, Aloncina summoned the highest priest Bungot Banwa to perform rites on Mount Madyaas to ensure good health for the triplets. Bungot Banwa burned some alanghiran fronds along with a pinch of kamangyan on an altar that he had built. He opened the windows of the north side of the room after the ceremony. And then came a cold wind that transformed the infants into strong, mighty, and handsome young men. The Adventures of Labaw Dunggun. He reached adulthood. Labaw Dunggun, the eldest of the triplets, decided to go on a quest to find himself a wife. He heard of the beauty of Anggoy Ginbitinan of Handog and wanted her for a wife. He asked his mother to prepare the things he will need for the journey: a magic cape, hat, belt, and kampilan. The journey to Handog took several days through plains, valleys, and mountains. When Labaw Dunggon finally arrived, he asked for an audience with Anggoy Ginbitinan's mother and asked for her hand in marriage. The marriage was finalized when Labaw Dunggon's parents met and discussed with Anggoy's Ginbitinan's parents. Using his pamlang, Labaw Dunggon effortlessly conjured a giant house with 10 rooftops and 100 doors. After their wedding, Labaw Dunggon and his new bride started on their journey back to his lands. Upon reaching home, Labaw Dunggon asked his mother to care for his new wife and announced his intent on another quest, this time to the Rugal sa Idalum and vie for the hand of the beautiful Anggoy Durunuon. Labaw Dunggon won the hand of the Anggoy Durunuon with little difficulty, and also took her home to his mother. Thereafter, the demigod went on third quest to the eastern sky. This time, the object of his desire is Malitong Yawa Sinagmaling Diwata, the young bride of Saragnayan, the Lord of Darkness. Aboard his biday nga inagta, Labaw Dunggon sailed across many seas and flew across the region of the clouds and the land of stones before he found himself at the shores of the eastern sky and the fortress of Saragnayan. Upon setting foot on the shore, Saragnayan asked who he was and what was his business. When Labaw Dunggon expressed his desire to have Saragnayan's young wife Malitong Yawa Sinagmaling Diwata, the Lord of Darkness laughed and told him it was impossible. The young demigod then challenged Saragnayan to a duel. The duel lasted for years. Labaw Dunggon held Saragnayan's head underwater for 7 years, but Saragnayan survived. Labaw Dunggon then tied Saragnayan to the top of a rock and beat him hard with a coconut trunk. But this proved futile. Labaw Dunggon then hurled Saragnayan upwards towards the sky, yet failed to kill him. The two fought for many years until finally Labaw Dunggon weakened. Saragnayan imprisoned the exhausted demigod under his peg pen. Meanwhile, Labaw Dunggon's two wives each gave birth to a son. Anggoy Ginbitinan called her child Asumanga, while Anggoy Durunon called her son Buyong Baranugon. Both sons went in search for their father a few days after they were born. They arrived in the eastern sky and asked Saragnayan to free their father. Saragnayan instead summoned a host of minions from the underworld to defeat the youths. wielding bows, Asumanga and Buyong Baranugon shot poisoned arrows. The dealt, that dealt 7 wounds with a single shot, slaying the rest until only Saragnayan remained. Saragnayan wrestled with Buyong Baranugon, but the Lord of Darkness was no match for him. However, Saragnayan could still not die. Buyong Baranugon sought aid from his grandmother, Alonsina, and learned that Saragnayan's life was housed in the body of a boar in a place called Paling Bukid. The sons then killed the boar and ate its heart, rendering Saragnayan mortal. Sensing that death was near, Saragnayan bade a sorrowful farewell to his wife. Buyong Baranugon finally killed Saragnayan by jabbing poisoned arrows into both of Saragnayan's eyes. After the victory, Buyong Baranugon and Asumanga failed to find their father, who hid under a fishnet out of fear during the battle. Believing their father to have returned home before them, the brothers sailed home only to realize that Labaw Dunggon was still missing. Humadapnon and Dumalapdap then searched for their missing brother, finding Labaw Dunggon under the fishnet in a deranged state. Labaw Dunggon's brothers returned him to his wives. Anggoy Ginbitinan and Anggoy Durunuon cured Labaw Dunggon from his madness, and his former strength returned to him. The Adventures of Humadapnon. Meanwhile, the defeat of Labaw Dunggon at the hands of Saragnayan and his subsequent imprisonment angered his brothers Humadapnon and Dumadapdap. Humadapnon swore by the gods of Madayaas that he would seek revenge on all of Saragnayan's kinsmen and followers. He then embarked on a journey to the eastern sky, taking with him Buyong Matanayon of Mount Matiula, a mound known for his exceptional swordsmanship. Together, they traveled the same path that Labaw Dunggon had taken. After 7 months in Tarambang Burirao, Buyong Matanayon recalled that they brought some ginger with them. He thought of a plan to break Piganon's spell over his friend. One evening over dinner, Buyong Matanayon threw 7 slices of ginger into the fire. Upon smelling the burning ginger, Piganon fled the room. Buyong Matanayon then struck Humadapnon in the head. Rendering the latter unconscious, he then dragged his body away from the place and managed to escape. Humadapnon rose to the challenge and took off his magic cape. He then used it to lift the huge boulder off the center of the village and hurled it back towards the mountain. Datuumbaw Panaumbaw honored his word and gave his daughter's hand in marriage to Humadapnon. The two were married, and a big feast was held. During the banquet, a guest minstrel sang and extolled the beauty of Barigdagang Pada Sinaklang Bulawan, goddess of wealth and greed. Enchanted by the story, Humadapnon started on a quest to seek the goddess' hand in marriage. He met Buyong Makabagting, son of the Dato Balahidyong of Paling Bukid, who was also vying for the hand of Burigadang Pada Sinaklang Bulawan. The two dueled and Humadapnon emerged victorious, the defeated Buyong Makabagting helping the former in his quest. Humadapnon eventually married Burigdagang Pada Sinaklang Bulawan and brought her home to his mother. Below are verses from the first 2 stanzas of the second part of Sigadanon first narration of the Suludnon epic Hinilawod, Adventures of Humadapnon, chanted by Huganan and recorded by Dr. F. Landa Hocano. The epic is in the original Suludnon language. Sugidanon first pangayaw. Himos. Yabon-yabon pa'y tunog, alimbo pa duyamig. Nagparibong dumdum, hangop abi sa dumdum. Ni Buyong Humadapnon, ti taghoy, ku magsalakay. Abi ako magmamkaw, ku magliali ako sa lawdom. Maglibot sa layagon, bungayong ako sa sarakyan. Waay akot panimbang, waay it panibinsibin. Mahinay tumindog, mahinay tumimbayog. Ginoong harangdon, kambay dato agtunan, lubayon kamususwon, uwa silabing anyag. Sanglit may babaylan, sanglit hay singday. Here's the English translation by Dr. F. Landa Hocano. The dew was still fresh, the morning breeze was cold. There he sat wondering, till an idea came to his mind. Said Buying Humadapnon, well, taghoy, where I to travel? Supposing I do embark, if I square and cross the seas, travel around, spread my sails, I would be alone in my vessel. I have no assistant, I have no companion. And slowly he stood. Meditating, he talked to his feet, the respected master. He went and approached his younger sister, Uwa Labing Anyag, because she was a babaylan and skilled in charms. Now, let us continue to the adventures of Dumalapdap. Shortly after Humadapnon left their home to seek revenge on Saragnayan's family and followers, Dumalapdap embarked on a quest of his own. He decided to go to Barutlakan Kaadlaw and marry the maiden Lubay Lubyok Hanginon si Mahuyuk-Huyukun. With him was Dumasig, the most powerful wrestler in Madyaas. After several months of traveling, the two warriors came to face with a two-headed monster called Balanakon. The monster guarded the ridge that led to the place where the maiden lived. They managed to kill the monster but were confronted with another kind of monster when they reached the gate of the place where the maiden lived. Called Uyutang, the monster was similar to a bat with sharp, poisonous claws. Dumalapdap fought with Uyutang for 7 months. He was able to defeat the monster when he grabbed its ankle and broke it. Then he took his tuang daniwan and struck Uyutang under the armpit. The monster howled in pain, causing an earthquake that broke the ridge they were fighting into two. Half of the ridge became an island that is known today as Negros, while the other half became Panay. With the monster Uyutang dead, Lubay Lubyok Hanginon si Mahuyuk-Huyukan was free to marry Dumalapdap. He brought her home and was reunited with his family. Datu Paubari celebrated the return of his 3 sons with a very big feast. His sons left 4 different parts of the world after the feast. Labaw Dunggon ventured north, Humadapnon went south, and Dumalapdap embarked to the west. Datu Parubari was left to rule in the east. The quest of Humadapnon continues. Humadapnon was visited by his spirit friends, Taghoy and Duwindi in his dream, and told him of a lovely maiden who lived in a village by the mouth of the HINILAWOD River. The demigod left his dominion to look for the maiden named Namaligtung Yawa. He brought with him a boat full of crew. Humadapnon and his men safely traversed a blood-colored sea with the help of his spirit friends. They landed on an island that was inhabited by beautiful women and headed by the sorceress Ginmayunan. For 7 years, Humadapnon and his crew were imprisoned in the island until Namaligtung Yawa helped him escape by disguising as a boy. Humadapnon and Nagmaligtung Yawa were married soon after in HINILAWOD. During the wedding fest, Humadapnon's brother, Dumalapdap, fell in love with Huyong Adlaw and asked his brother to help him talk to the parents of the maiden. Humadapnon left his new wife and accompanied his brother to the upper world where Huyong Adlaw lived. It took the brothers 7 years to come back from their journey to the upper world. They arrived just in time for the ceremony that will have Nagmaligtung Yawa married to Buyong Sumagulong, an island fortress ruler, in a ceremony. The brothers were enraged and killed all the guests and the groom. Humadapnon also stabbed his wife because the treachery, only to feel remorse later. He asked his spirit friends and found out that his wife only agreed to marry Buyong Sumagulong because her mother, Matan Ayon, convinced her that Humadapnon is not coming back. Upon learning of this, Humadapnon asked his sister, Labing Anyag, to use her powers to bring Nagmaligtung Yawa back to life. Seeing how remorseful he is, Labing Anyag agreed. However, Nagmaligtung Yawa was so ashamed of agreeing to marry Buyong Sumagulong that she ran away to the underworld and sought the protection of her uncle Panlinugon, who is lord of the earthquake. Humadapnon had to kill an 8-headed serpent in his pursuit of Nagmaligtung Yawa. Then, he had to duel with a young man who spirited his wife away. The duel ended when Alonsina intervened and revealed that the young man is also her son, Amarutha. This son died during childbirth and was brought back to the dead to keep Alonsina company. Alonsina decided that both Humadapnon and Amarutha deserved a piece of Nagmaligtung Yawa, so she cut the girl in half and have a piece each to her sons. Each half turned into a whole live person Humadapnon brought his wife back to Panay. In essence, Hinilawod is a tale of epic proportions, exploring the themes of heroism, love, and the eternal struggle between good and evil. The protagonist's quests are not merely physical but also symbolic, reflecting the internal battles that shape the human spirit. Now, let us delve into the elements of fiction. First is the plot. Henelawood boasts an intricate plot filled with trials, tribulations, and triumphs. The hero's journey is woven with mythical encounters, love, and battles against supernatural forces, creating a compelling and dynamic narrative arc. Second is characterization. The epic is rich in character development, portraying Labaw Dunggun, Humadapnun, and Dumalapdap as multidimensional heroes. Each character possesses unique qualities that contribute to the collective strengths of the trio. Third is the setting. The lush and enchanting landscapes of Panay serve not only as a backdrop but as an integral part of the narrative. The setting is alive with the essence of the culture, influencing the characters and their quests. Lastly is theme. Hinilawood explores themes of heroism, love, and the interplay between mortal and divine realms. The epic delves into the complexities of human nature, the consequences of choices, and the enduring power of cultural mythology. In conclusion, Hinilawood stands as a testament to the rich cultural heritage of the Philippines, showcasing the beauty of oral tradition and the enduring power of storytelling. As we unravel the layers of this epic, we not only connect with the Solid people's ancestral roots, but also gain insight into the universal themes that make literature a timeless and universal treasure. That's all. Thank you.